Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gather Them Podcast. I'm your host Jerome, and we're back for another episode. Sorry, this episode is coming out a bit late. It's supposed to be a little earlier, but funny story. I recorded the episode, and I recorded, everything was fine, but the audio was not on. So I have to re-record, and I'm posting it again. And then I'm working on the outline and tweak stuff because, things happen during the week. And so I was like, I'm not about to be inconsistent already. Like, we're not about to do that, like, fresh into the new year. So in order for me to get an episode out today, I am just going to riff on this podcast right now. And we're going to act like I'm not on camera. And we're going to just riff. And we're going to just talk about what come on the dome. I'm going to still try to save the other episode for next week. I think that will be better because I was in the headspace, but like I feel like I could have been a little bit more focused in the headspace. I wasn't as thoughtful about the topics. I felt like I was running through the things. I usually give myself an hour. I hit 30 minutes and I was just like, what kind of episode is this? So I think I was just really tired. And then when I saw that the audio didn't match, the audio didn't come up, I was just like, well, damn, I guess that's, what is that, the burnt toast theory everyone's talking about on social media? The fact that if you are what is it? The theory that if you burn your toast before you leave to go to work or something like that, then that means that if you decide to eat it with the toast, if you decide to go ahead and scrape the burnt stuff, because you can scrape it off or whatever, and if you decide to throw it, or if you decide to throw it away, that's going to make a difference between whether or not you get into a car accident or something like that, is the theory. So essentially, I felt the best thing to do is to just make the toast again. And so here we are. We are making our toast again. A lot has happened anyway over the course of the week. And I feel like I can just do general highlights or whatever. Again, I already spilled my business about what's going on in my life. So if you missed that, you're going to have to pay $9.99 on Patreon for that. That is my trauma cake episode for 2025. All the things I basically went through and how it impacted me. Very live, raw, and edited. People gonna pay me for my trauma. Y'all not going to get the shit for free anymore. That's why I deleted the old episodes. Those are on my Patreon for 444. Those episodes were so much fun. I can't wait to get Terrence back on the show because I can't see, this is my goal. I really want to work myself out of being a therapist again, because that was actually really fun to just be on a podcast with a blunt. That joint was fun as hell. But you can't do that. You're a professional. You know what I mean? People can know you, but they can't know you. That they can't really get to know you. That's why y'all gotta pay for stuff. What else? Oh my God, y'all! The woman that got shot in the face, this week. That was wild. I didn't even look into the story that deeply because there was a lot of people, I think, that didn't look that deeply into the story, and it wasn't anything that was, how can I say it? It wasn't to be ignorant or to not be in the know, but I think I didn't really look myself because I felt it was another thing. And not another thing to make it, to desensitize, but it is kind of getting to the point, what are we going to do? I don't even know anymore what we're going to do. I don't know what the answer is. I think that I agree with, and I keep telling people this, my theory is literally that we're going to end up having microstates at some point because what's going to end up happening is, I think states, Minnesota or New York is I think a really great example where they are trying to do universal childcare, and that's actually a really good idea to eventually do things where we don't want, the federal government to be our thing. We want to fund our own economy inside of the state. You know what I mean? And we're not going to really, we'll be part of this, but of the United States. We're in the United States, but we do our own rules, which is why everybody can't live the same. I don't know if that makes sense. And so states that are red states that really don't, that are not rubbing shoulders with Trump or whatever, I think that those states will probably be the ones that will just be still under the United States law or whatever. And I just feel anything's possible at this point because we have our Hunger Games now coming. So I am not. I'm interested to see what happens because this is just becoming too much. Where it's actually becoming an issue where our politicians are even, yeah, we're doing what we want, and y'all gonna get out. Like y'all not gonna like be posted up in here just shooting everybody. But definitely rest in peace to her. I should actually look her name up right now. Let's do that. That's what I mean. I'm going to like riff with you guys right now. This is the riff of me doing the thing. Let me think. I saw the video though. The video was terrible. And they said that she was like threatening or something. There was nothing I saw like with my eyes that looked threatening to me. It looked like she was just pulling off. She said, "Oh wow, the wife of the Minnesota wife." What? Don't tell me she was family too. Oh shit. Fuck. I mean, not that it wouldn't have mattered any different, but it's like, damn, what the fuck? Renee Good is her name, so we know. Wow, that was so wild. And then the fact, like, she also slammed into all those other cars, and it just was the shooting in the air. There was just no regard for anyone else's safety. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. So I think there's been things that I feel like because I've been going through a lot of stuff lately, and I've been working and doing multiple things, I've been a little checked out. But I've been trying to catch some of the big things. It just is like it's wild to see, and I think it's going to make just this year even more impactful because of how I think people are starting to really wake up from the idea that we are just going to somehow just come out of this, or like we're just going to like that this isn't as serious as it actually is, because it really is. So I'm really glad to see at least that the sentiment is still there and like people aren't like desensitized. I didn't think I was going to see the video. I was not looking for the video. I heard about it and I was just like shocked. I was like surprised it happened. This was actually something I was surprised about, especially because I'm just going to say it, but like to always hear white people say that white on white crime doesn't exist, and the fact that like this is literally an example of white on white crime. Like, so that's what we talk about when we say black on black crime doesn't exist, because people murder people, like people harm people. So it's very stigmatizing to say something like, black on black crime is like so, out of control and da 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 da. I'm like, white people have been killing people like everybody. So it doesn't make sense to just like everybody it's killing everybody. So unfortunately, it is another just senseless death. And it's really sad. I feel like I've had to really pull back from the news a lot. I've been in a space where I've been going through just so much, and it's been a lot to just take in what's happening right now because I know it's bad. I work in the systems that are impacted by Medicaid, by Medicare, Social Security. I work in, you know, therapy, which again, I hear people talk about the things that they go through and the things that are really impact like impacting their lives. So I think for me, it's just a matter of now that I feel like I've kind of accepted and surrendered a bit more to certain things that have been going on in my life, I feel like I'm in a better state to be more present and to show up a little bit more for other people, and also trust in my own authority, which we should do an episode on that. Like, we should talk about human design. That would be so cool. Talking about authority and talking about the way in which you can overcome struggle, like when you find out like what you're really like what your purpose is, or like what you're supposed to be doing. Like, I'll give an example, like just really quickly. So I am a projector. I am someone that has a 5-1 line. So, or that's a five, yeah, 5-1 is the profile. And so that's the heretic investigator. Essentially, that's someone that is, I'm going to do the research. I'm really curious. I'm going to try to get to the bottom of things. I'm going to keep trying to figure things out. I don't really quit. I just keep going. But I realize that I'm a projector, so I can't be pushing myself to the max all of the time. Like, there have to be periods of lull. I have to be able to just lay and rest and like take those moments, incorporate rest, going to bed early on time, making sure like eating like the foods that are good for me, the foods that I like, that I can digest well, and not just really eat the things that like people maybe tell me I should eat, because sometimes I've noticed when I do that, I'll have certain reactions to things. So like there's different things I've learned about human design, which is a little bit deeper than astrology. It's like a little more like it's a little bit more on the nose. Like, it feels like once you start realizing that, like, because my thing is that like I went through life acting like a generator. Like, a generator is somebody that can just work tirelessly and just keep churning out things. I'm the person that comes up with the idea, and then I have to be the one to kind of like delegate to people that are the generators so that they can get the work done. But I'm also like an Aquarius. So I'm someone that's thinking about the group. I'm thinking about things being fair. I'm thinking about equitability across the group. And then I'm thinking about the individual of like, okay, so someone can't like do something. Is there some way that I can jump in to motivate them? Or like, is there something that I could do to maybe take it off their plate or make it simpler for them, or explain something that's a little bit simpler? So it's really deep. And say all this to say that like it started to make me think about even the field of social work and like psychology differently. And I know this is like a sidebar or whatever, but like we riffed in on this episode, but I think that taking that space in 2025 to really do some reflection and really do some thinking about like what it is I really want, or like what it is I miss, or what it is that I really enjoy, or need in my life. I've realized that I need to think about those things. Like, I need security, I need stability, I need to know that like the shit's going to be handled. or I'm going to have to get up and do it. Like, because if I don't know it's handled, then I'm going to have to just do it. Like, that's the kind of person I am. I'm not so much type A, but like, because I'm kind of the person where I'm like, I expect that perfection is not going to be perfect, or you're not going to be perfect. But I also like expect that things are going to like run. Like, shit's going to like, you're going to have hiccups. Like, that's not, like, we're not robots, but like, we're like, it's the ship is going to run. Like, we don't want to have holes in the ship. That's basically my approach. And if there is, then we're going to have to plug the hole. No pun intended. But that's needless to say that, like, yeah, I'm feeling more locked in. I feel like a little bit more locked in, I think, too, because of the fact that I'm hearing other people say that they're feeling more locked in. I feel a little bit more encouraged, I think, too, by the collective right now. And I feel like because I'm in a space where I can like hear people a little bit better, I'm like, this sounds like it's going to be a really great, just kind of opportunity to practice what I preach and give back more because I feel like and receive because I feel like I don't receive enough. Because I'm always trying to like figure it out or like work it out. And I'm like, okay, well, if I let other people figure it out, then that's less I have to think about. Oh my God, y'all. I've been listening to, what am I been listening to? I had this like, before I even sat down here, I was like, I have episodes I need to make for, there's a couple episodes I'm going to make for the media review. Let me know how you thought, what you thought about the media review from the last time. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more casual and just, I don't know, I might riff off the dome a little bit with some notes. I have a tactic of what I'm trying to do, if that makes sense. But I just need some more. I need to test it first. But I'm excited to test it. What else is going on, y'all? It's a lot going on. I was gonna do some other stuff. Oh, I had a really cool idea, you guys. That I was like, what if I did a podcast episode where I literally just decided to what if I had a podcast episode where I decided that I was going to just play The Sims? Wouldn't that be fun? And y'all can just watch me on YouTube because I've realized how I can do the screen share thing. I just gotta make sure my computer don't blow up, and I'm gonna have to make sure it's like on a day it's cold as hell, and not turn the heater on in my office and just like play The Sims. But I gotta pick up where I left off in The Sims. I don't remember where I left off, and I gotta get all my mods updated. But that would be really fun. And I gotta make sure I update some, like do some stuff in there, cause I gotta make sure my household's together. I could make a new sim. That actually could be fun. I could make a new sim. I don't have to keep playing that one. That's true. That's a good point. I should do that. But I thought about it. I could do a media reviews, but I can also play games because I was telling you guys I was like I like doing the PC games, so I was like okay, well I can this way do like some gaming here and there. You guys can just like tune in on YouTube. Like it'll probably be things that I just post exclusively to YouTube. I don't think it's gonna like go well for like listening to it on the podcast. That might just be like a regular like review thing. But I think that that would be really cool to just like play video games and like have people, and then even eventually when the community grows or whatever, just go live. Because the goal is honestly like, I really want to live a life that's pretty easy, you know? Like, I don't want to live a life where I'm like going to work every day doing, I want to do both. Like, I want to do things on my terms. Like, oh my God, I have so many ideas, but I don't want to talk about them. I want to do life on my terms, but I also want to have like fun. So yeah, like I don't want to wake up at like who wants to wake up at like 6 in the morning every day and then like go to a job that like you just it's okay. It's not like the worst thing. Like it really isn't the worst thing, but it's the getting there. It's the SEPTA. Like that's the other part. Like even in the new year, it's like SEPTA still has like not gotten their shit together. And it's like maybe when the students come back, I don't know. The trolley divergent is supposed to end. Um, I don't know. Um, but I will say that if I don't leave work at a certain time, I'm just gonna be late coming home. And going. If I'm like leaving home, I'm just gonna be late. Um, I just had a scatter of thoughts in there, but going back really quickly to initially, because I have it on here on my computer. I just went through a flight of thoughts, but on my computer, I was going to say I've been listening to a bunch of different songs lately. And so one of the songs, or one of the things I was like, well, let me go through my list since it's 2026 now. I downloaded so many albums I have not listened to that I was supposed to listen to. And so I was like, well, let me go through and listen to these albums so that I can like review them and talk about them and stuff. One of the albums, I was like, let me like listen to this album because I like the song, but I don't, how can I say this? It was like I liked this song by, I like this song All Around Me by Metro Boomin. Um, and so I was like, let me listen to the album. And the only reason I even heard this song was because it came, because I listened to Weekend. So it came on Shuffle or whatever on my Apple Music thing. And on my, what's that thing called? Like your radio station. And so I ended up playing that uh it ended up playing that song, and so I ended up like being like, oh, this song is actually really good because it was describing where I was at the time. And so one of the things that I just kind of had noticed, I was like, well, let me listen to the album. But I was also like, I was like, I need to get some work done. Like, I need to do some notes. I need to do some billing, like, da 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 da, like XYZ. And I was just like, let me listen to this album. And I was like, let me just kind of read, because sometimes with, trap, you don't really, and, with the auto tune, you don't really be hearing like what the words are and all that. But I was like, let me like listen to this album because I was like, I don't want the album to be like too ratchet to where I'm like, oh damn, I can't focus. But like, I feel like I need like sometimes need albums that are like I needed to tell a story or I needed to tell um relate to me on some level. And I did not think that Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin was going to hit the way it hit. And I know I'm late, like, and this is what I mean. Like, there's so much stuff in my like backlog that even in my YouTube, like my YouTube is crazy with how much stuff there's in there. But there's just so much stuff that like I've just saved over time because I was working on this journey of like trying to like get my life together. So, I have time now to be like, okay, I can kind of like show up, do this thing and like, XYZ and just kind of be a little bit more in the moment. So, I'm really excited. But I was listening to this album, I'm like, oh, okay, like listen. I was like, this joint really popping, especially when you come off your job and they done told you, oh, we don't need you and da 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 and da da da, and you do great work. It's like, okay, well, great. Like, it really fits the mood. Like, real shit. But anyway, I want to take this thing, the Col, the Colby A test, but I have to pay for it. Um, it's $55. Let me see. Answer by asking yourself, okay, there's some free things on here where you can ask yourself some questions. Um, oh, but you could take, I think that's what it is you could take this test and then two responses required for each question. Okay. I believe something. Okay. This is interesting. I'm gonna have to sit down and take this. Um, Essentially, it's supposed to. It doesn't measure your intelligence or personality or social style. It measures the instinctive ways you take action when you strive. The results will describe your natural strengths, your modus operandi, your MO. Um, that's really interesting. There are two responses for each question, and then you have to pick either one that's your most, one that's your least. And it says if you're not sure which option to choose, ask yourself, what would you do if free to be myself? Okay. Listen, I'm gonna take that. And it's $55. So like, I mean, I already kind of know, but I think it's just going to be helpful just to have pen to paper. That's why I do stuff like this sometimes, because it's just like you just want to know, you know. Like I'm always about a good self improvement moment. Like people don't. Um, I don't think people value that enough. That's just me. You really gotta like, because it's really only you. Like I don't know how to make that any clearer to people. That like when your back is up against the wall, like it's only you, because unfortunately like nobody just is coming to save you. That's what I also realized. I'm like the card and tarot, it is the two of swords, and that card is like really interesting because well, I know it is like a card of thought where you have it's the card suit, and not the card suit, it's the sword suit. So the sword suit is the thinking, it's the like thought. Like you have, and two is, the choices. So when you look at the card, it's like, you know, blind, like the person's blind or blindfolded, and they have like two swords in their hand. And it's like, okay, well, which one are you going to choose? Like, which path do you choose? And you have to pick because like at the end of the day, like you don't, like no one comes to save you. So I love like all of that stuff. Like I really do because I feel like it's all connected. Like it feels like anyone can like argue me on that. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, science is where it's at, but I think belief wise for me, it's just something about the way in which all of this stuff connects. It's really interesting. What else? Anything else? Um, we're 30 minutes in. Like I said, we really just try and get this, like, we trying to keep consistency. Like, we hear bags under our eyes, we tired, but guess what? We got planned for the next episode, um, which I got time to record this weekend. You know, and what else? Oh my God, I'm watching the RuPaul's Drag Race new season because shout out Mandy Mango, um, previous coworker, is going to be on the show, and or is on the show, and we're gonna me and my old coworkers slash friends are gonna watch uh, the episodes together. So I actually have to figure out what I'm gonna bring because I actually shouldn't come empty handed. That's a good idea. I gotta figure that out. Maybe I'll go to I can go to Now Cafe. I can go to because I'll be up that way. Like, well, not to tell y'all where I'm going because like y'all don't really need to know that. But um, what y'all do need to know is that it's gonna be vegan and it's gonna be good. And Now Cafe is really good. Um, But I don't know. I always need to try other places. People be like, try this place, try that place, try this place. But that's the thing about ADHD. If I don't write it down or people don't remind me, I just don't remember. Like it's not intentional. Um, it's like one of those things like I just gotta go. Like if I don't go, then like um I'm not gonna do it. So but that's it for this week. I will be back next week for another episode. I am looking forward to bringing a guest on. I have an idea for a guest. Cannot wait for that. So like I said, once I get my like shit together a little bit more, I think this weekend take some time over the next week. I am, working on some things. Um, I will be I should have did that. I don't know why I didn't do that. I will be in a better space to what am I trying to do? I'll be in a better space to the next episode will be, you know, just as good. I thought this was good. I'm not gonna lie. Like I really did. Like I feel like I was off the dome, but like I was still here. You know? We were very quick, we were very in, we were very out. Again, looking forward to that Tinashe project. I know she in the booth. Shout out SZA before I go. Shout out SZA and Dochi. That's about I'm just go off on my playlist real quick. I think that's gonna be a really just cool thing to do real quick. Um, Now I'm the kind of person where I'm just gonna take my favorites playlist and I'm gonna just keep shuffling it and keep like rotating songs in and out. But that's me. Um, 'Cause I don't got time to keep making playlists. Like I really don't. I don't got that in me. Shout out Ice Spice for Tutti. Um, I really like that song. I really do. Oh, Khalid. I'm gonna get into that album. That joint. I wasn't expecting to like that much. Um, but I gotta get into that. We gotta talk about that one. Especially because he's family. I gotta get into that. But that's it for this week. If you want, you follow me on the pods. No. You can follow me on the socials at Gather Them Pod on Instagram and Twitter, formerly known as X, and TikTok. And you can also send me a letter, listener letter, or any questions or any, things that you guys have. Like it's gonna give it could give like Ask Wendy. But like actually like insight, Um, I don't know if I would do it. I don't think I'm gonna. I'm kind of like thinking about it. Like, do I want to give y'all advice as like a therapist, or do I just want to like leave that as like totally separate and just go fully into this like spiritual thing? Because I feel like I can do both. You know what I mean? I can definitely like pull. Because people like honestly, truth be told, I know I keep saying I'm gonna wrap up, but like I keep thinking of things. That's literally the ADHD. But people literally all the time will say like to me, um, just about how you know what? Never mind. We forgot the idea anyway. It's okay. We tired. Um, that's it. See y'all next week.